Power and velocity, 94.1 amongst American League lefties. And we know he can pitch.
Yeah, you called it when you pinpoint. It's a feeling. And he gets a ground ball to start. Kyle Garlick is retired.
In left field, of course, it goes to the left field foul line.
First pitch to Gary Sanchez is a slider, and it's 1-0. Now 1-1. For Willie Castro, he told me before the game that right field in Houston has something similar on the opposite side of their diamond. Here's a pop-up. Foul territory. Torkelson giving chase. But it is out of play.
The wall also gets taller out there.
Sure. Sanchez just got a piece.
Of 203 batters he's faced this year. That's some remarkable stat.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Just doesn't waste pitches. Brisk air. Feel invigorated out there.
Strikes out Sanchez with a fastball upstairs. Today went 1 for 9. Slider in for a strike. One out. Those are the things that Tarik Skubal does exceptionally well.
One of the things Tarik's really gained confidence is this year is that slider at middle of the plate or even sometimes away and still break it off on the inside corner. And then you mix in that.
Now 2-2.
Situations in the curveball, not as much as you might think, but again, he makes an effective. That might be the longest infield hit I've ever seen.
That's a Texas leaguer right there, isn't it? Boy, his numbers against Detroit this year are so gaudy. Over 400 against the Tigers.
It's find a hole. You know, he's had some good solid hits too, but he's had a little luck on his side.
And it's upstairs.
You see how Tarik did not.
A full count now, or make it 3-1 rather.
Strong kid. Very durable so far.
Missed inside. Urshela draws a walk. Strike one at the knees, and it's
Kepler, who's worn the Tigers out this year, is not in the lineup. He does not have good numbers,
but 3 for 5 against him. They check up high, 3-1 now to the second
long high pitch first innings.
Swung on and missed. Last. Here's the payoff. Grounded foul.
Need to get loose and kind of keep my mind preoccupied in something else.
Strikes out Larnach to end the inning. Couple of punch outs. Jermaine Palacios for the Twins. Miranda 0 for 4 yesterday. 1-1 to him now.
Just a reminder, early in ball games, it's a challenge for him to try to mix different pitches and don't show him the same look. In other words, mix and match different pitches to different hitters. Try to remember what you did last time, the first at bat, the second time at bat.
Yeah.
You know, and try to counter it. Those are the challenges of starting pitchers.
You get used to seeing the opposing teams. In 28th, the 5 earned runs, the most he's allowed all season. Strikes out Miranda to start the second. About that versatility while in Lakeland. And so many people figured, you know, he's a second baseman. He was a third baseman, but he only played a handful of games there. There's one sent to him. He camps under it. No problem taking care of it. And he retires Ryan Jeffers. Played about 6 or 8 games in Texas, he said.
In the organization that you can play that position.
Well, he has, Jack, he's got the third baseman's glove. That's 11 3/4 inches. He's got the second baseman's glove, 11 1/2. He's got a first baseman's glove, and he's got the outfield glove. And he's got the outfield glove. So he's keeping the glove manufacturer very busy.
Keep the catcher's glove away.
Cody told me I gave it back to him. I got my own. Ground ball to short. Harold Castro gobbles it up. And that's a 1-2.
Then is really there.
I think it's just superstition for us guys. You know, I remember when they termed that, you know, Tarik's coming from. It's like, you know, it's out of disrespect or no disrespect to your teammates. They're trying every bit as hard as you are. But yeah, there's always, it stopped the losing streak day. That's the guy who changes the outlook of the team.
Back to him. Hustles his way and shovels it to Torkelson on a nice play from Garlick. Did you like that word, the ace of a staff?
Again, it's not a bad word. Wilcox feel. What does that make Dave Rozema feel? You know, it's like, I just didn't like the term. It's hard to really describe what it means. You know, we just watched Tarik pitch, and we can see that he's got that it factor. He doesn't want to give up a run, period.
If you had to use it and label
pains, the day that you're pitching, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
And we're not suggesting
the Reds, the big red machine. And Sparky said, you know, guys would take a day off when JR. He said, I had to cut that right off. He said, you guys, if you're scared of JR, I get it. But we can't have you take 2 days off.
2-2.
Their team seemed to always respond better. They played sharper defense.
To center field for Derek Hill. He's got it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Tarik Skubal. Face Jorge Polanco, Gio Urshela, and Trevor Larnach here in the Minnesota fourth.
Another thing, he had anything to worry about yet. I mean, the guy is just sort of waiting for his team to put runs on the board. We're going to win today.
Polanco sprays one down the right field line. Foul territory.
Roger Clemens, he was a pretty good guy in the dugout. He was an animal on the mound. You know, remember the Mike Piazza throw him to be angry. He wanted to pitch that way. More than anything, you want outs.
Deep to right. Willie Castro's got room. He's become a lot more natural. He's rating better as he reads plays. Baseball's hit off the bat. And then you ask, well, how long does it take for you to get a gauge on whether a guy can play a position? I'm not going to doubt him before I see him. I love that answer. That's fouled back, and it's 0-2 to Gio Urshela.
Fielder to an outfield. Number one, what's his leg speed? Pretty good, right? It's not, you know, world class, but it's pretty good. What's his arm strength? Pretty good. Does he come in good enough? Does he go back good enough? Those are all things AJ has to see in person. But to your point, out there.
1-2 to Urshela. Ooh, he bends him out of the way. Slowly to third, and on the charge, Candelario barehanded, but he can't make one of 3 strikeouts for Skubal tonight. Outside 1-0. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Love that pitch right there. Because which he does right now. Come right back in there. Do it again.
He didn't, but he still threw a strike.
Throw 96. Oh,
just missed the corner. It's 2-2.
You know, Scoobs had 1 strike.
Ground ball into the shift, could be 2. Candelario's turn in time. That's a 6-5-3 double play.
Family obviously knows a lot of people. In fact, Roger said he didn't even have to give Cody a lot of advice leading into his first major league start, because that story, I thought, geez, what a name dropper this Clemens guy is.
All right, you ready for the quiz? Who knows more people? Tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, the people Gibby knows always blows me away too. That's a good question, Shell.
I'll let you ponder a little bit longer.
I don't know that.
He does, man. Yeah. He really does. Good stuff. Thanks, Mick. Appreciate it. A strikeout to start the Minnesota.
Move hardly at all.
You said that with Joey Wentz yesterday. And I guarantee you a ton of people were watching at home and with a left shoulder strain. 1-1 to Ryan Jeffers.
I can't tell you how hard that glove. I mean, that's when guys are the art form of pitching. When they can start doing that, Shep, it really, the pitch select.
And with each start, you get the sense that's the situation for Tarik Skubal. 2-2.
That's what they're all striving for.
Yeah.
Every time they take the mound, they want to find that consistency.
Pitch number 71 on the way. Down the right field line, but foul. Pitches. Now 3-2 to Ryan Jeffers.
Strike zone are close to the top of the zone. You want to really bring it. Sometimes your body rushes, and that's when they spray it up about 2 feet high, because you're just.
Another 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 5.
Well, it takes a little courage to throw a 3-2 changeup, but that's what he just did. It might have been a curveball, but he really pulled the string, so he took.
Swung on and missed. That's the changeup.
There's no power left, so throw it down and away.
Two and two now to Palacios. Fouled away. Another one fouled away.
Changeup down, so he's using his whole arsenal here tonight.
This one in the air to shallow center. And Derek Hill's got it. Tarik Skubal through the 5th. He handled it himself and took care of business. Now he'll try and do that against Gordon to lead off the 6th. The 84 world champs are in the booth. Both Dan Petrie and Jack Morris fell for the most part. But how does his mindset change, if at all, now that he's got 5 runs to work with?
Sometimes that is a good thing. Sometimes it's not such a good thing. I think it's always a good thing, because I'd rather have room for error than no room for error, because when I make them.
My favorite as a pitcher, I love these tight ball games where you've got to stay in every pitch, because something can happen where in the first inning, and I think Jack said it too, he was just spraying the ball around a little bit, and I think he was fighting his mechanics. You could see he was opening up on some pitches. Others he was letting, like, okay, I got to hold on to it a little bit longer, and then he was locked in. But his fastball, that was the thing. Both of them, the 4-seam and the 2-seam are what he's up there looking for the fastball, and now they're way out in front of it.
1-1 to Kyle Garlick is in for a strike. It's now 1-2.
Danny, I know that when you're fighting your fastball a little bit, to be able to land a couple good breaking balls, maybe an off-speed pitch,
keep that sometimes is hard to control, because you got to hit it so perfectly. When it's smaller, it's a lot easier to use on his fastball.
Another 1-2 to Garlick. Jammed him softly in foul territory, and Torkelson able to catch up to it.
Low 80s and mid 70s, pretty impressive.
And you have to like the location, and you said it last inning too. They're down and away to those right-handed hitters. Every now and then he'll hold on to one, but most of the time.
In tight to Gary Sanchez, 1-1.
Make him aware that you're not afraid to come in there. That will open up that pitch that he got robbed on.
With a plate. I mean, it's a fine line. If you can get it in there, 4 to 6 inches off the plate, that's what you want to do. But if you sometimes are a little bit leery about it, that's when it's on those corners. And that's why another reason why he was giving up so many home runs last year.
Gave up 35.
We're talking about a real fine release point. The difference.
On a line to center, another 1-2-3 frame for Tarik Skubal. Man, that is
gear, and then it's just pretty easy sailing.
Well, that swinging bunt, remember, Jack, was the infield single that by Gio Right.
Yep.
Yeah, the one that just barely made it to the outfield grass.
So
exactly.
The combination of both of them was about 98 feet.
Forbid any kind of trouble here in this inning. And he'll end up with about 110 pitches possibly, which is a good number. So he
snapped his last start, and now he's putting goose eggs up again.
Strikes out Polanco on his 100th pitch of the night.
Against the Guardians is that he still has a lot left.
First time in his career he's gone back-to-back starts with 100 pitches complete game. The CG is something you guys did a lot, and he wants it too. Scope with range. 2 away.
Well, because when he's on, 115 will be a complete game.
Larnach with a floater, and it's caught by Harold Castro. Well timed, well played.